Imagine being told you'd never step on an NFL field again, only to end up holding the Lombardi Trophy as the Super Bowl MVP. This is the story of a man who looked death in the eyes. Before all the glory, Kenneth Walker faced two choices to walk away. One was a heated blowout with his coach. The other was nearly dying in an emergency room. His father had never stepped foot inside an NFL stadium to watch his son play live, but on the massive stage of Super Bowl 60, his father finally showed up in the stands to witness his son hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy and claim the Super Bowl MVP in a career-defining moment. He became the first player since 1998 to represent the running back position while taking home the Super Bowl MVP honors. That man is none other than the Seahawks superstar Kenneth Walker III. Walker hails from Memphis, Tennessee. Before making the move to Arlington, growing up as one of 7 children, he was the 5th born in the family. At just 4 years old, he followed his father to the gym. There were times I didn't want to train anymore, but he'd always push me to keep going. I'd even break down in tears. Walker remembers his younger days and how his father's brutal training sessions were actually the secret ingredient that built a physical foundation far beyond his peers, setting the stage for his dominance. But the real spark for his football journey came directly from his mother. She'd take him to the local park to watch the games, until the day finally arrived. When she signed him up for his first football camp, the gridiron instantly became his obsession. His mother would even show up to supervise every session. During his years at Arlington High, Walker twice came close to hanging up his cleats. In his sophomore season, a massive clash with one of the team's coaches left him wanting to walk away from the team forever. In that moment, I just wanted to drop my gear and never step on that field again. It took the desperate pleading of his parents to convince him to give it another shot, but the peace didn't last long, because what happened next nearly shattered his professional dreams. Walker faced a sudden and life-threatening health crisis. I knew something was seriously wrong. I woke up and realized I couldn't even move. His physical health was rapidly deteriorating. Combined with a terrifying struggle just to breathe, he was rushed into the emergency room. When the words pulmonary embolism appeared on his medical charts, the reality of the diagnosis hit like a freight train. The doctors told him his football days were over, just as he was ramping up for spring ball to prepare for a massive junior campaign. Being told he could never play again was a crushing blow that felt like a nightmare. But he refused to accept that final answer, so he searched for a specialist who could help him. To find a path back to the gridiron, the new medical protocol required daily injections of blood thinners to survive. If he ever wanted to play again, he had to sit out for 9 long months, without ever touching a football, focusing entirely on his recovery. But Kenneth Walker wasn't built to listen. While he was undergoing the therapy, he was secretly hitting the field with his father, desperately trying to maintain his elite condition. Fortunately, the treatments worked like a charm. His body responded better than expected. The school finally cleared him for physical activity, granting him the right to rejoin his teammates. By the time the season opener rolled around, he had received the medical green light to suit up and lead his team onto the field. He learned to move with intention, vowing never to take a single snap for granted. That near-fatal brush with death forged a mindset that was years ahead of his age. When he finally stepped back between the lines, he was a force of nature, playing like a man reborn. Throughout his dominant junior year, he torched defenses for over 1,400 yards and punched it into the end zone 27 times, becoming an absolute legend on campus. But he stayed humble and kept to himself. If you saw him walking to class, you'd never guess he was the biggest star in town. Arlington head coach Adam Sykes noted his humility. When Walker finished his high school career, he was rated as just a 3-star prospect from a small town that had never produced a recruit inside the top 2,000. In the National Collegiate Recruiting Rankings, there wasn't a single player in his area expected to make noise at the next level, much less ever dreaming of the NFL. By the time he graduated, Wake Forest was the only major program willing to give the kid a chance to play. With no other options on the table, Walker arrived at Wake Forest in 2019, rushing for 579 yards as a freshman. With 4 trips to the house, he matched that yardage exactly in year 2, but exploded with 13 touchdowns on the ground. Yet Walker knew deep down that while he was making plays, his true potential was still being capped. He was capable of so much more than this. After 2 seasons with the Demon Deacons, following heart-to-heart talks with family, in 2021, Walker entered the portal and joined Michigan State, where the offensive scheme fit his style perfectly. Even though the recruiting process was hampered by global pandemic restrictions, limiting him to Zoom meetings with the staff and virtual walkthroughs of the Spartan campus. But many wondered why. A powerhouse program like Michigan State would take a flyer on an underrated transfer who only had a 3-star pedigree. The credit goes to the Michigan State running backs coach, a man named William Piegler, who saw elite rushing traits on his tape. Walker possessed rare vision and burst, and Piegler knew his talent level was light years ahead of that 3-star rating. The specific skill set Walker brought was exactly what the Spartan offense was missing, and it didn't take long to prove. In his very first game in a Spartan uniform, Walker put the entire college world on notice. Facing off against Northwestern, on his very first carry for the team, he took it 75 yards to the house, leaving the coaching staff absolutely speechless. 1,600 yards and 18 touchdowns. That was his final tally in just one season. With Michigan State in 2021, Walker's impact was immediate, dragging the Spartan rushing attack from the bottom 5 in the entire nation all the way into the top 25. Soon, the college football world started buzzing with Heisman Trophy talk. Then came his jump to the professional ranks. The scene at the 2022 NFL Draft had the entire Walker family glued to the screen. His father sat there with a look of pure focus, while his mother frantically checked her phone, waiting for that life-changing moment. Suddenly, the phone in his hand buzzed. As his parents listened to the voice on the other end, all the tension in the room just melted away. With the 41st pick in the second round, Kenneth Walker became a Seattle Seahawk. Over his first 4 years in the league, his father hadn't attended a single game. The reason was actually quite humble. His father just didn't care for massive crowds. But for Super Bowl 60, everything changed. After some serious convincing from Walker agent, he finally agreed to be there in person, to watch his son play for a world championship. And Walker was ready to put on a masterclass. As a tribute to the man who pushed him to start, under the bright lights of Super Bowl 60, Walker dismantled the Patriots' defensive front, carrying the Seahawks' offense on his back. 27 carries for 135 yards, setting a massive new season high mark, winning the chip and the Super Bowl MVP. It was the ultimate gift for his father's first game, standing high on that championship podium. With the Lombardi Trophy in his arms, does anyone remember the boy who was told he'd never play this game again? Well, he's standing at the very top of his dream. He says he cherishes every single moment now. Just grateful he can still lace him up. Grateful for his health and his family. Grateful he gets to keep chasing that dream. And simply being truly alive.